This is a brand new Google Nexus 7 second generation take apart repair guide brought to you by Repairs Universe. To perform this repair, we're going to use a safe open pry tool and a small Phillips screwdriver, size 00. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to power off the device. Once that has been done, we're going to begin removing the back cover. As you can see, all around the outside edges, the seam is very tight, so it's going to be very difficult to get a pry tool inside. This is why we decided to use an X-Acto knife or a hobby knife. Just release at least one of the clips. We suggest starting near the middle here, as it's the easiest clips to release. So we're just going to use our X-Acto knife here. Just split that seam. Of course, you want to be very careful when doing this. Right here, we just got one clip released. So we're going to swap over to our plastic safe open pry tool. Just going to press it into that seam, and then slide it up and down. Now we'll release those clips. As you can see, they can't part very easily. This requires a little bit of pressure. We want to watch out for the bottom here, the USB port. We want to avoid that side, and we want to work our way around the sides and the top. Just slide that tool across. This can take some time, so just be sure to be patient. Apply a little bit of pressure on the outside and slide the pry tool in. We're just going to release that last corner, and there we go. The back cover has now been removed. So the first step we're going to do here is we're just going to release the battery connector. And that's going to be located in the top right here, the black connection. So we're just going to use your safe open pry tool and just lift up this tape right here, and then get underneath it and lift the connection up. And just move that to the side. We're going to have 4 small Phillips screws that will need to be removed. This is going to be holding the battery housing. And now we're going to swap over to our pry tool and release these final connections so we can remove the battery. Now it's going to be a jaw clip right there. Just release the back tab and pull the flex cable out. I'm just going to fully remove this cable here and put that to the side. This flex cable here is going to be a pop connection. First, we're going to release this tape covering the connector. Just peel that back, and then just use your safe open pry tool and gently lift it up, and that will now be released. And there we go. We're now able to remove the battery housing. The battery is attached to the housing using some pretty strong adhesive. It's going to be located in the center and on the sides. You could easily pry this out. However, for this demonstration, we're just going to leave it in. I'm just going to put that to the side. Alright, so now we're ready to release the rest of the connections on the motherboard and the rest of the screws. On both boards, we're going to have a total of 5 connections that will need to be released. 3 of these are going to be jaw connectors, and the 2 speakers will be socket connectors. Just use your pry tool and gently pry it out. For the flex cables located here, we're just going to release the 2 tabs, release that adhesive tape, and then pull the flex cables out. This is going to be the button flex cable and mic right here. Release that jaw and pull the cable out. And finally, the upper speaker. Alright, so now that we have all the connections released, we're going to remove the 17 small Phillips screws located in the diagram to the left and being pointed out right now in the video. These screws will be different sizes, so be sure to keep track so you put them back in their correct location. Just have a few more here. And there we go. There's the final screw. Now you can use your safe open pry tool and gently lift up this lower board. This lower board here will have the screen connections as well as a micro USB port right here, which is going to be soldered onto the board. I'm just going to put that to the side. I'm also going to lift out the lower speaker assembly. I'm just going to use the pry tool and just gently lift it up. There you can see the loudspeaker. Put that one to the side. On the bottom here we'll also have one more flex cable that we're going to release. It just has a little bit of tape covering it. It's going to be a jaw connector as well. So once we remove the tape, we're just going to lift up on that back connection and then pull the flex cable out. And there we go. Moving to the top motherboard here. We're just going to make sure that that connection is released completely for the buttons. And just gently lift up the board. You want to be careful though, as the camera here is held in place with a bit of adhesive. So you just want to make sure that pops up safely without ripping that cable. There's a view of the back motherboard. Just release the main camera. Just release that jaw connector. Just pull the camera straight out. The front camera is also located right here. And the headphone jack. The headphone jack is soldered onto the motherboard as well. Alright, so we're just going to put that to the side. And we now have the upper speaker assembly, as you can see. The final component on the housing will be this button flex cable, which also includes the mic. We're just going to use a safe open pry tool and just gently press along the outside edge there. And just release that adhesive. The adhesive is pretty sticky. You want to make sure to help that mic out. And there we go. As you can see, the mic is located in the right. And there's your button flex cable. From here, you'll now be able to heat the screen and remove the screen assembly. All the tools and parts used in this video are available at repairsuniverse.com. If you found this video useful, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. And also be sure to check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for watching.